Mickey, can I get an update on the new project?
On the Ford?
Yeah.
You can do that. Okay, so this is the truck we haven't talked about yet. It's a 51 Ford that came in. I know the name of our company is Modern C10. We primarily work on C10s, as you can see in the rest of the shop. What happened here was there's this older fella that came in one weekend when I was working on my truck, and he started looking at my truck, and we started talking, and we just kind of hit it off, and haven't seen the guy in probably 2 years. And then he pops up one day and was like, man, I need your help with this project. Another shop started it, and they're not getting nowhere with it. We need somebody we can trust to finish it. And so I was like, man, you know, I really only do Chevys, but really he's a good guy and seemed like he's going to be a good customer, so I couldn't turn it away. Told him I'd help him out with it. So they brought the truck down. We don't really know what we're getting into, but I think we're going to call it Ford Tax, because the Fords always seem to cost a little bit more, and we're a Chevy shop. So I think we're going to name it Ford Tax. But I don't know. We'll see if we got a better idea than that. So what we started with is it has a TCI frame that we've already cut up some of it. We didn't like some things about it, so we chopped it up. It came with a Coyote Ford engine. I'm not sure what transmission is. We haven't even looked at transmission yet. But anyways, it was probably a good time to pull it from the other shop. This is the exhaust manifold that they were building. I don't know what they had going on here, but it's pretty crude work. And even with that being on this really nice Coyote engine, bolted right to the side of it, they didn't have any kind of steering column in there or anything. So I think it was going south in a hurry. So it's probably a good time to pull it. But anyways, we kind of mocked everything up, put together the fenders. We had to order a hood. We got a bunch of parts we had to go through that don't even go to this truck. I don't know where they came from. So we spent probably the first day just going through parts, organizing stuff, figuring out what goes with the truck and what doesn't go with the truck, figure out what's missing. Had to order a whole bunch of stuff. And now we're kind of putting it together, and we're kind of seeing some things that we want to change. Now, none of us are Ford guys, so we don't really know exactly how it should be, but we got some ideas. One of the first things I didn't care for is this big gap right here between the bed and the cab. I don't like that. So Ron had a pretty good idea on that, to eliminate that idea. What were you thinking?
I was thinking, man, we could possibly drop the cab down on the frame, which would offset the height of the bed to give you a more streamlined appearance. Also give the truck a more lowered feel, a smaller feel on the cab. And then
yeah, like if you look down here, we have like about a 3-inch gap, 2.5 to 3 inches down here. And then we have the same thing on the body where the body bushings are. So I think what we're going to do is pretty much body drop it, get it down here where the running boards are, and that brings it closes up the gap that I didn't like back there. And then it also might give us a chance at using these running board mounts that are already on the frame, because if we pull this up to the body, then we're going to have to absolutely make new running board mounts. So if we can body drop it, it'll close up that gap there, close up this gap here, and maybe we stand a chance at using the same running board mounts. But then it's going to drop the fenders and everything down below the running board. So what's your thoughts there?
I think if you can do that, maybe sectioning a portion of these fenders off, which would give it even a little bit more lower aggressive look on the altitude of the vehicle, and really clean up the styling of it, like chopping some of these fenders off, tying them in the same height as the bed, and then we come over here, chop this front one off, leave the front section of the fender where it is, and then kind of give it a nice like built-in valence into the truck, tying all the ride height together and making it look and have a good appearance.
See, that's something I don't like either. I don't like the factory bumper in the front. I'm thinking we cut the frame horns off, or these frame horns. I think we cut those off, box that in. I'm seeing a real nice little chin splitter coming forward.
Yeah, I think once you do that, then we weld this seam up, tie this lower and upper fender
Oh,
together.
yeah. So we talked about that yesterday.
What about doing the same up here, tying this in, making it all one piece, basically the whole front clip being one piece front end?
I think that'd look pretty streamlined, like basically like how we used to do our race cars, where it's all one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that'll save on body work. It saves on chipping up paint, putting it all
Assembly.
together.
Yeah, risk of chipping one out, doing an assembly.
And I think it'd look bitchin'. The whole lower piece just being besides the grill, but all these panels all be one piece.
Yep.
And we add a chin spoiler to it.
I like that.
I think the front of this truck, I've never really looked at these that close, but I think it looks pretty bitchin' other than these little guys. I don't know that.
You don't like those? I did notice when I was putting this
I don't think
grill
so.
in, these are all separate pieces, and everything has the ability to twist and flex. And these are recessed holes down here, so you have to take this in, put it in at an angle, and this has to basically fold up. So if we're going to go through and weld all this in to make it all one piece, if we were to keep this grill, I think we probably want to go ahead and weld this in to make that one piece. Because as difficult as it was to get that
So are
grill
you
in,
saying leave this in or shave this hole that's open right there?
basically permanently attach the whole grill insert into the lower grill, because you can see how tight this hole is.
Yeah.
Once this is body worked and painted, I don't see how you're getting this back inside these holes without damaging paint.
Can we separate these are separate pieces
Yes,
from that, right?
these are all separate pieces that bolt together.
So can we just not have these at all and just fill these holes in?
Oh yeah, kind of have this floating grill
Yeah, so have
headlight.
this and like
so
the
make a whole
floating
new
bar.
grill insert?
No,
Uh,
keep this bar. And just get rid of these pieces right here, these three. They're off.
And
Oh,
the,
okay. So
the
you just have a
headlight.
single bar. Going
Yeah, it
across
looks
the
like it's
center.
got braces.
Oh, okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's-
kind of it's like it's got braces or something. Just get rid of those and fill these holes and fill those holes.
And then
Yeah.
maybe do some type of accent grill that kind of fills the
I
void.
could see that. Yeah. Some kind of
Mesh.
yeah, exactly.
Honeycomb.
And speaking of mesh, I was also looking at this. I don't like the chrome stuff down the side. I think we should slick that over, and then I think we should do something of our own right here with some stainless mesh. And if we're body dropping this whole thing's going to drop down, so the hood will drop down. We'll be a lot closer
Oh
at
yeah,
throttle
give you a
bottom.
little ram air.
Maybe build us a little intake tube
Yeah, make the airbox come
from
right
the
off
hood to there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because after we body drop it, it's going to get that a lot closer, and it might not be that bad. We might be able to go right over the radiator into that.
I like that.
I know the biggest upgrade that needs to be made to this truck are the black chrome
Yeah.
for us
What?
15-inch wheels.
You don't like them?
I
Nah,
actually
this
used to
thing
be a
needs
big
a
fan of
setup.
black chrome wheels.
It needs some, maybe a 2022 stagger, maybe.
So you're saying the 60s called and they want their wheels back?
Yeah, I mean they're cool, but I think they're not going to be cool enough for this
All
truck.
right.
Well, so the truck's going black, which I'm a fan of. I think it'll look bitchin'. So I think we need to figure out a combination that'll look good with that. I know this truck is going black and like that goldish,
Bronze.
almost bronze look, which is going to look killer. I don't know on this one. We want it to look more modern though. These wheels are fine. They were really cool 10 years ago or 15 or 20 years ago, but we want it to look more modern. So I think a bigger wheel, a little less tire would look good on there. The bed, I've already ordered these, but we're going with a 5-inch wide tub inside so that we can get the tire all the way over to that sway bar. I can't stand the fact of having these big fenders and then having a little tire stuck under there, you know?
What's your ideas on bed floor?
That's top secret right now.
Top secret?
I don't know that I want that on camera because that's something I'm working on.
Okay.
But what we're doing with the bed floor could lead into other things for the C10 shop. So I don't want to talk about that yet.
All right.
But
So basically, if we were to body drop everything, then we're going to be raising the bed floor up.
we're only talking about body dropping the cab, right?
Was that your idea? Just body dropping the cab?
I don't know. I was just kind of spitting an idea and letting it snowball into whatever
Body
it needs
drop the
to.
cab, and the running boards are attaching to the bed. Wouldn't the bed have to lower?
Well, no, if you look over here, I mean, we're talking maybe a 1/2 inch, like
But I guess if you're trimming
But-
the bottom of the fenders off,
really we're bringing the cab down to the running board. So the running board's sitting on the mount. The bed, yeah, we do got probably a 1/2 inch or so. that we'd have to get that down. But mostly it's just the cab forwards coming down to here. See what I mean? So I don't know
And
that
I
we're
guess
going to move the
you'd
bed
be
very
trimming
much.
The bottom of the fender anyways to be flush with the bottom of the running boards.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah. And I like the running boards being on there. I think it'll look cool, especially if we get it down low. I'm kind of picturing this thing around 4.5 to 5 inch ride height.
Okay.
So I think it'll look bitchin'. So that's where we're at. We got a bunch of unknowns in here. We're gonna have to probably redo this cab. They painted it, somebody did somewhere down the road, I'm not sure where, but looking across the back, we got a lot of rust from the inside. So I don't know really what was done on the back wall of that to treat it. I know you can already see some of it showing through the paint. I mean, it's dirty right now, so you can't really tell, but when I looked at it before, you could see a lot of shrinking happening in the paint right there. So I'm kind of concerned about that. I know that there's a lot of rust down in these bottom parts of the door that didn't get fixed, that were just painted over. So we're gonna have to address that. I mean, we got a lot of things to do on it, but you guys stay tuned and you'll get to see most of the process. As much as we can film, we'll film. I'm not gonna guarantee we'll get to see it all, but you guys might see some really cool fabrication and some wiring and actually see this whole truck come together. Thanks for watching.